Following the introduction of the all-electric bZ5X three-row SUV that Toyota has manufactured, the company will make the all-electric Lexus TZ, which is a more premium version of the vehicle that is presently available for purchase, available to the public. This course of action is being pursued with the purpose of mimicking the achievement that Toyota has attained and following in their footsteps for the purpose of achieving success. On the other hand, it is still too early to know everything there is to know about the tropical zone. Because of this, there are still a lot of things that are unknown. Due to the fact that this is the case, there is still a significant amount of information that is concealed from individuals. Due to the fact that this is the circumstance, there is nonetheless a significant amount of information that is concealed from individuals. All of this information is kept secret when Lexus introduces the TZ, which will have the distinction of being the company's flagship model. The firm will be following in the footsteps of Toyota, which also made the TZ its flagship model. Putting it another way, Lexus is going to follow the same strategy that Toyota has adopted. Additional information will be added to this section when it becomes accessible, whenever it is made available in the time leading up to the anticipated launch date of the TZ, which is within the vicinity of the year 2025. This section will be updated as new information becomes available. The newly added information will be incorporated into this area as soon as possible. This section will be updated appropriate to reflect any new information that comes to light, and it will be changed accordingly in the not-too-distant future. This particular section of the website will be made to go through a complete revamp. It has been decided upon and discussed about, and the execution of this change is going to take place as planned. As far as the purposes of this discussion are concerned, the date in issue is one that is planned to take place at some point in the not-too-distant future. Specifically with regard to the all-electric TZ SUV, Toyota, which is the parent company of Lexus, has already submitted trademark applications to the European Intellectual Property Office (EUIPO). These applications are meant to be used exclusively with the TZ SUV. Specific to the TZ SUV, these software products are intended to be used exclusively with the vehicle. Lexus is the name of one of the firms that are included in the portfolio of businesses that are owned and operated by the Toyota Auto Group. The outcome that has transpired as a consequence of the circumstance that has come about is the result that has transpired, despite the fact that Lexus has not yet been able to publish an official announcement that addresses the subject matter. The result that has transpired is exactly as it is detailed in this article. The automobile is no longer only a matter of discussion from the point of view of the industry, as demonstrated by the illustration that was just offered, which is an example of this. This incident has taken place, as evidenced by the fact that there is evidence that is very obvious that the automobile has become a topic of talk. This evidence further demonstrates that this occurrence has taken place. As of right now, we are operating under the presumption that the chassis of both automobiles will be exactly identical to one another. This presumption is founded on the realities that are currently taking place. At this moment, we are operating under the assumption that this is the appropriate course of action. The reason for this is that we are operating under the idea that the TZ will function as a more opulent Lexus-badged version of the upcoming three-row Toyota bZ5X. This is the reason why this is the case. This is the reason why situations are the way they are. Specifically, the occurrence of this particular event has taken place as a direct result of this specific reason. TZ450E and TZ550E are two trim levels that are comparable to the Lexus TX three-row SUV that was introduced earlier in the year. It is likely that the TZ will be made available in these trim levels. There is a chance that this could occur. Indeed, there is a possibility that this will take place. This is something that could very well take happening at some point in the future. There is no doubt about it. This is something that has the potential to take place at some point in the future, but is not guaranteed to do so. That is a fact that cannot be disputed. This is something that is not certain to happen at some time in the future, but it is something that has the potential to take place at some point in there. One cannot argue against the veracity of the assertion. Utilizing these caps, one is able to discover the weight of the battery, the range that it is capable of offering, and the quantity of power that it is able to give. Although these particulars are now being kept under wraps, we are of the opinion that the TZ, which is priced more affordably, may at some point in the future make use of a battery that is comparable to the one that is utilized in the RZ450e. This is something that we believe will happen in the future. At this time, we are of the opinion that an event of this nature will take place. The fact that this is something that will be the case is something that is included in the category of things that we anticipate taking place in the future. Taking into consideration the fact that the RZ450e, which is currently on the market for purchase, is a trustworthy indicator, this conclusion is arrived at as a result of the events that have taken place. The price range for the 2026 Lexus TZ is expected to have a range that fluctuates between around $60,000 and $68,000, with the lowest potential price being approximately $60,000 and the highest possible price being $68,000. It is projected that the price range will be in the range of approximately $60,000 to $68,000. It is estimated that the pricing range will fall somewhere in the range of $60,000 to $68,000. The range of quantities that will be charged is anticipated to fall somewhere in the middle of these two particular figures, according to the prediction. This is due to the fact that the magnitude of the range will be established by the quantity that will be charged. There is a possibility that the price will alter depending on the trim level that is selected in addition to the options that are received on the car. The possibility of this happening is not completely out of the question. After taking all of this into consideration, there is a possibility that it will take place. Despite the fact that Toyota has submitted trademark applications for both the TZ450e and the TZ550e automobiles, there is still a possibility that more trim levels might be made available for either of the two powertrains. The fact that Toyota has applied for trademarks for both of these autos does not change the reality that this is the case. Nevertheless, this is the circumstance despite the fact that Toyota has submitted trademark applications for each of these automobiles. Taking into account everything that has been taken into account, there is a probability that this will end up happening. The nomenclature that is currently being used by Lexus is in agreement with this, and as a consequence, it is predicted that the TZ450e will make use of a battery that has a capacity of 63.4 kilowatt-hours. This is the reason why situations are the way they are. When it comes to the idea of making use of this battery, there is a great deal of enthusiasm surrounding the notion of doing so.